Of all the levels of healing, I would say that self-healing might be the most difficult. We have healing where we have someone that prescribes, like a doctor. We have advice from a counselor. We have techniques that are performed on us by healers. Many of us are operating in that capacity. But the deep dive into healing is self-healing. And it's a place where only we can go, deep into the system. The thing that makes it difficult is that it's hard to be objective. Let me give this analogy. When you have a plant, let's just say like a weed. Here's my weed. Here's the ground surface. You have something called a taproot. So you may go to your garden and say, well, that's a weed growing there, I'm going to take that out. And so you effectively and carefully grab all the leaves, reach down a little bit below the soil, and you pull that out. But you cut it off, and the taproot is still left deep in the ground. What happens? The weed will return. And so self-healing is like getting all the way down to the taproot and transforming that. And like I said, the difficult part is that it's hard for us to be objective. And when we're subjective, we're oftentimes using thoughts and approaches and choices that actually got us to the point that we're wanting to change. Illness, unhappiness, all those things that are dysfunctional. So what happens when we work with these type of techniques? We make a switch from the subjective place where we get information, like our conscious memory, our conditioning, our beliefs, to a place that's underneath and more pervasive if we can tap into it, which is the objective information about where is our life balance. And that's many levels. That's chemical, that's emotional, and that's between the life that we have here and our soul manifestation. And those higher levels are things that you can contemplate if you like. It's not a requirement, but this is something that's true for me in it. And when we go to that level by balancing the system and activating the parasympathetic system and getting the flow of the communication networks at the deepest level, now we're tapping into and allowing objective information to flow through the system and to influence us, and over time surface to our conscious thoughts, and then start to influence the choices that we make. And so it's a very interesting thing for me to notice, and I hope also for you, is that when we try to work with ourselves, a lot of times we're doing that in the same way that actually got us into the predicaments in the first place. And if we can find a way to move beyond that, deeper, go underneath into contextual part of the matrix of our system, the part that has a likeness to everyone else, and the part of us that's unique from everyone else. And then allow it to do its work of balancing, of continuing manifestation, continuing evolution.